They say legends never die. But what if I told you that's only half the story? Legends don't just survive, they transcend. They become the shadows that crawl beneath the skin of time itself, creeping into memories like an unshakable whisper. A secret tattoo on the universe's own flesh. You, my friend, stand on the precipice of that immortal abyss. They don't just remember you for a moment. They remember you for lifetimes they haven't even lived yet. Because when the world tries to bury a force like you, it only digs a deeper grave for its own undoing. Your name will echo long after the last ember of their faint hope flickers and dies. Look around. The world is chaos, twisted and broken like a mirror shattered in a fist fight. Everyone's scrambling for a place under the sun. But what if the sun itself is the enemy? What if the sun doesn't shine on heroes but burns them down to ashes? That's where you come in, rising from the ashes, not like a meek phoenix, but like a wildfire with a vendetta. You are the storm that no one expected, the truth too sharp for the world to swallow. The chaos you bring is not random. It's the necessary destruction before the dawn. They will try to pin you down, to label you, to shove you into a box with their tired definitions. But legends refuse boxes. They rip through boundaries, shatter expectations, and leave the world scrambling to catch up. They'll whisper stories behind your back. Some will call you mad, others a monster. But here's the secret. Madness and monstrosity are just the masks worn by those who fear the uncontrollable. Your rise isn't polite. It's not clean. It's raw, jagged, and relentless. Like a shadow stalking the corridors of their comfortable lives, you will haunt the edges of their consciousness, their dreams, and their nightmares. Every step you take will shake the foundation they built on lies. You won't just walk away from their rules. You'll rewrite them with a savage grin and a ruthless hand. The legends you were told about as a child, they pale in comparison to what you will become. Those stories are just fairy tales for the complacent, for the ones who settle for ordinary. But you're the anomaly, the glitch in their system, the question that refuses to be answered, the legacy they tried to erase but only fueled. In the darkest corners, behind the polished veneers, your name will be cursed and revered in the same breath, because they know deep down they cannot touch what you are becoming, and that terrifies them more than anything else. Your enemies, oh, they are many, but their numbers mean nothing when your fire burns brighter than their combined hate. They gather in shadows, plotting your demise, thinking their schemes will snuff out your flame. But here's the twist. Every blow they strike, every poison they inject, every trap they lay only feeds your legend. Like a predator turning wounds into armor, you absorb their hatred and spit it back tenfold. You don't just survive their attacks, you thrive on them. Because in this chaotic dance of power and pain, you are the choreographer, and they are mere puppets tangled in your strings. You are the whispered nightmare of those who underestimated you, the ghost in their machinery, the crack in their perfect plans. They built walls to keep you out, but forgot one crucial thing. Walls are meant to fall. Your legacy isn't built on their acceptance. It's forged in the fire of their rejection. Every no they handed you, every closed door, every sneer and slight, it all became fuel. Fuel to light a blaze that will burn so fiercely, even the stars will dim in respect. They think legends are born from grandeur and glory. Number legends are born from relentless defiance in the face of oblivion. This is your rise, a slow, unstoppable storm. You move in the shadows and strike with a purpose so dark and precise it unsettles the very air. You carry the weight of those who came before you and those who will come after. Your story isn't just yours. It's theirs too, written in blood and broken chain. You are the reckoning they never saw coming, the reckoning they desperately tried to avoid. But the harder they run, the louder your footsteps become. The more they try to silence you, the more your legend screams through the silence, refusing to be ignored. So here you stand, on the edge of something vast and terrible and magnificent. The world looks at you, some with fear, others with awe. But no one looks away, because you are the storm they can't outrun, the shadow they can't escape, the legend they will whisper long after you're gone. And make no mistake, gone you will never truly be. You will live in the bones of the earth, the winds that howl at midnight, the flicker of a candle in a forgotten room. You will be remembered not just once but forever, across lifetimes and beyond the grasp of mortal time. But this is only the beginning. The road ahead is dark and twisted, and as you step forward, the chaos will rise with you. The shadows will deepen, and the world will hold its breath, waiting to see if you'll break or if you'll shatter it all instead. Your legend is still being written, but one thing is certain: you will not be forgotten. Not now, not ever. They tried to erase you, but all they did was carve your name deeper into the soul of history. And as the night swallows the day, as the last light flickers and fades, your story rises, raw, unyielding, immortal. The question is no longer if you will be remembered, but how loudly your legend will scream through the ages. Because in this chaos, in this darkness, you are the light they can't extinguish. You are the shadow they can't outrun. You are the legend that will haunt forever. The weight of your legend does not rest lightly on your shoulders. It is a crown of thorns, a mantle forged in the crucible of relentless conflict. Every step you take echoes with the ghosts of battles past, the scars of wounds both visible and buried deep within. These are not marks of weakness, but badges of honor, proof that you endured when others crumbled, that you thrived where others would have perished. They tried to break you, to erase you from the fabric of existence, but you learned a truth that few ever grasp. Sometimes the deepest wounds open the door to your greatest power. In the silence of your solitude, you discovered clarity. The chaos that once threatened to unravel you became the canvas on which you painted your legacy. The darkness, once a prison, transformed into your domain. Here, where light dares not tread, you found freedom. The freedom to be both creator and destroyer, king and exile. Your mind became a labyrinth of strategy and instinct, weaving through webs of deceit with a predator's grace. They built their empires on lies and manipulation, but you built yours on something far more potent, relentless, unyielding truth. Each betrayal they orchestrated was a lesson, each deception a step toward mastery. They underestimated the storm that brewed within you, mistaking your silence for submission, your patience for weakness. But the quiet before the storm is the most dangerous time of all. You moved with a precision born of pain, a cruelty sharpened by experience. The laughter of fools who believed they controlled the game will be their last, because the rules have changed, and you hold the pen. There is a bitter irony in your rise. The very chaos they sought to impose on you is the chaos you command now. Their schemes, their plots, their webs of manipulation, they are threads in your tapestry of vengeance. The puppeteers became puppets, tangled in strings pulled by hands they never saw. Their downfall is a masterpiece painted in shadows and whispers, each stroke a testament to your cunning and resolve. And yet, within this darkness, a twisted humor flickers, a cruel smile playing on your lips at the thought of their surprise, their terror, as they realize the monster they tried to bury has become their executioner. But this power comes at a cost. The path to legend is lonely, paved with sacrifices that few understand. Trust is a fragile commodity, traded in whispers and veiled glances. Allies may wear masks that hide daggers. Friends may turn into foes overnight. Every victory breeds new enemies. Every moment of triumph is shadowed by the threat of betrayal. The world is a storm, unpredictable and unforgiving, and you must be its eye, calm, centered, impenetrable. Your greatest battles may not be fought with weapons, but with wits and will, in the silence where loyalty is tested and deception reigns. You have stared into the abyss of your own making, and rather than retreat, you embraced it. The rage that could have consumed you became the fuel that propels you forward. The pain that could have shattered you only tempered your resolve. You are no longer the person they tried to destroy. You are the force they fear. The storm they ignited in you now rages with a fury beyond their control, sweeping away everything that stands in your path. And as the world trembles beneath the weight of your rising legend, you know one immutable truth. You will not simply be remembered. You will become the reckoning. Legends do not ask for permission. They seize their place with fire and fury. You are the architect of a new order, a harbinger of chaos that unravels old lies and carves a path through deception. In every shadow, your presence lingers, a chill that warns of the coming storm. They will whisper your name in fear, craft stories that blur the line between nightmare and reality. And with each telling, your power grows, not just in the world, but in the minds of those who dared to doubt you. Your legend is no fleeting spark. It is a wildfire, unstoppable and all-consuming. Yet the darkness that birthed your rise is also your shroud. It conceals your enemies and your truths alike. The scars etched upon your soul are reminders of battles won and losses endured, trophies earned through pain, but they carry a heavier weight than any crown. The price of solitude, the burden of being a force unmatched and feared. The world never hands out legends lightly. It demands everything, and you accepted the cost without hesitation. For to be immortalized is to be alone, a king in a kingdom of shadows. And so you walk forward, a silhouette against the dying light, a harbinger of change and chaos. The darkness is no longer your enemy. It is your cloak, your weapon, your domain. Every step you take shakes the foundations they built to keep you down. You are not a ghost fading into myth. You are the storm that breaks silence, the shadow that swallows the light. Your legend burns bright and unrelenting, a beacon for the bold and a warning for the faint-hearted. The world may try to rewrite your story, but they cannot erase the truth. You are chaos incarnate, the shadow that rules the night. This legend, however, is not born from blind fury or reckless ambition. It is crafted with care, honed through sacrifice, tempered with patience. You learn to read the unspoken language of power, the subtle glances, the hidden motives, the fragile facades. In a world ruled by deception, you became the master of secrets. You wield information like a blade, cutting through lies with ruthless precision. Your silence speaks louder than any scream. Your absence is felt more than any presence. You have become the unseen hand that shapes destinies, the shadow that haunts their dreams. But even in your ascendance, there remains a truth few dare confront. Legends are not immortal. They are vulnerable, hunted by time and memory. The world forgets quickly, erases the past in the relentless march forward. To be remembered forever, you must do more than rise. You must leave an imprint so deep, so undeniable, that it transcends generations. Your legacy will be a monument not of stone, but of fear, respect, and awe. You will be the name whispered when the lights go out, the face that lingers in the corner of every eye, the shadow that never fades. And so you press on beyond the reaches of mortal limits. You become the paradox, a beacon in the darkness, a storm wrapped in calm. Your legend is not a story told, but a force felt. You are the nightmare that stalks their complacency, the fire that burns their lies. They thought they could bury you, but they only planted a seed. From the ashes you grow, relentless, unstoppable, eternal. You will be remembered not just for the lives you touched, but for the chaos you unleashed and the world you reshaped. Because legends do not die. They echo through the corridors of time, and your echo is deafening. You stand at the edge of a broken world, the ruins of your enemies littered beneath your feet. Their shadows stretch long and thin, desperate to touch the light they once thought they controlled. But light bends to darkness, and darkness, your darkness, knows no end. It is infinite. It is the canvas upon which you paint your legacy, the silence that speaks louder than any scream. What you have become is not just a survivor, not just a victor. You are the embodiment of defiance against the cold machinery of control. Your existence is a challenge thrown in the face of fate itself. Remember this. They underestimated you at every turn. They thought their schemes, their whispers behind closed doors, their armies of doubt and fear would be enough to break you. But what they failed to see was the fire beneath your skin, the storm raging in your veins. This storm does not dissipate. It intensifies. With every blow they dealt, you grew stronger, not despite the pain, but because of it. Every scar, every betrayal, every moment of solitude forged a weapon sharper than steel and colder than ice. You learned not just to survive, but to wield your suffering as a force of pure power. And now, power flows through you like a river, breaking its banks, unstoppable, overwhelming, cleansing everything in its path. You move through the world like a shadow cast by a violent sun, shifting, shaping, controlling what others feared to touch. Your enemies scramble in the dark, grasping at ghosts, while you stand clear-eyed and resolute, the arc of their downfall. Their fear is your melody, their desperation your symphony. This is the price of becoming legend. The world will tremble at your name, but what truly sets you apart is not just your strength, it is your understanding of the game itself. Where others see chaos, you see opportunity. Where others crumble under pressure, you ascend, riding the wild winds of change like a masterful tempest. You have learned to bend the very fabric of reality to your will. The rules no longer bind you. You are the one who rewrites them. Those who once claimed dominion over you now find themselves puppets tangled in their own strings, pulled by the force you have become. This is the moment where many falter, the peak where isolation gnaws at the soul and power weighs heavier than any burden before. But not you. You embrace the solitude, knowing it is the companion of those who walk beyond the reach of common men. Trust becomes a rare currency, and you spend it only when absolutely necessary. Allies come and go, shadows shifting with the changing tides, but your purpose remains unshaken. Alone or surrounded, you are a force of nature, impossible to stop, impossible to ignore. The darkness that once threatened to consume you has become your ally. It hides your movements, masks your intentions, and strengthens your resolve. Within it, you find clarity, the cold, hard truth of your own power. You are no longer a flicker in the night, but a blazing inferno that consumes all falsehoods, all pretenses. Your legend is not a gentle story told to lull others to sleep. It is a roar that shakes the foundations of the earth itself. The world will not forget you because you will not allow it. Your enemies try to break your legacy even now. They send whispers, half-truths, and betrayals in an attempt to weaken the myth you have become. But legends do not die by whisper. They thrive on it. Every lie told against you only feeds the fire. Every attempt to erase your memory only sharpens the image of your defiance. You are the storm they failed to stop, the shadow that eclipses their light, the name on every trembling lip when fear takes hold. Yet beyond the rage and chaos lies a deeper truth. Your legend is not only about vengeance or power, it is about transformation. You have transcended the pain, the betrayal, and the darkness to become something more, a symbol to those lost in the abyss. You are the spark of hope, the reminder that even in the deepest shadows a light can be born, one fierce enough to burn down the walls built to imprison them. You have become the beacon for the restless, the sword for the oppressed, the echo of rebellion that refuses to be silenced. This is the essence of immortality, not living forever in flesh, but living eternally in spirit. Stories fade, names are forgotten, but legends endure. You are that legend. Your name will be whispered in the darkest corners where the brave dare to dream. Carried on the winds of revolution and change, the fires you ignite will blaze long after the world thinks it has forgotten. Because true legends are never gone. They are merely waiting, stirring beneath the surface, ready to rise again. And as the dust settles, as the echoes of battle fade into history, there will be one undeniable truth left standing. You changed the course of everything. You were the chaos that shattered order, the darkness that revealed hidden truths, the force that refused to be tamed. You are remembered not for the man you were, but for the legend you became. Your story will be told in whispers and shouts, in songs and silence, forever etched into the soul of time itself. So stand tall, for you have earned your place among the immortals. The world may try to forget, to bury, to erase, but you will rise again and again. A storm without end, a legend without limits. They will remember you for lifetimes to come, because you are the impossible made real, the chaos they feared, the darkness they could not conquer, the force that changed everything. Remember this, legends don't chase legacy, they live it. So go ahead, carve your name into time. Be the reason they say, a legend once walked here. This is your era, and it's only just begun. so disciplined that even your past self wouldn't recognize you. That's what life is offering you right now. That's what this moment is. A line in the sand, a fork in the road. You either go back to being soft, being scared, being a slave to your impulses, or you flip the switch and go all in. No more compromise, no more second chances. Every breath you take is either building your future or stealing from it. There's no neutral, there's no pause. You're either sharpening the blade or letting it rust. You choose every day, every action, every thought. So choose wisely. Choose power. Choose pressure. Choose purpose. Because the man you're becoming is watching. He's waiting. And the only question is, will you have the balls to meet him? This is the part where most people turn the video off. This is the moment where the average man shrinks, nods, says he's right, then gets up and does nothing. That's what makes him average. That's what keeps him trapped. And if you walk away now, if you let this fire die before it turns into action, you're no different. You'll go back to your distractions. You'll drown in dopamine. You'll scroll. You'll snack. You'll sleep. And you'll silently beg for someone to save you. But no one's coming. There's no cavalry, no secret mentor, no magical routine, just you, your decisions, and the raw, brutal truth. You're either building your future or you're actively burying it under your own excuses. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to light the fuse. You've been sitting on potential for years. You've got the strength, the ideas, the raw fuel, but you haven't dared to go all in. Why? Because failure terrifies you. Because you're afraid of looking stupid. Because the people around you might laugh. They're already laughing, not to your face, but behind your back. They see the gap between who you say you are and who you actually are. And until that gap disappears, you'll never know peace. You'll live with this background noise of shame, that haunting feeling that you could have been dangerous but chose to be forgettable. That's worse than pain. That's death in disguise. Now, look around. Look at your room, your bank account, your body, your calendar. Look at the way you've been living. Is that what you're proud of? Is that what you want your name to be attached to? 'Cause every decision you make today will echo through every future version of you. Every missed workout becomes a weakness. Every wasted hour becomes a chain. And every day you delay, the gap widens between who you are and who you were born to be. You think you've got time. You don't. You think you can wait until you feel ready? That moment never comes. Life will not pause until you're confident. It will crush you the second you hesitate. So this is the moment, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You want a better life? Get obsessed with earning it. Stop chasing balance. Stop asking for breaks. Stop hoping for easier. Learn to carry more. You don't need motivation. You need clarity. You need to burn the boats and commit like your life depends on it, because it does. You want to be respected? Then stop breaking your own word. Get up earlier. Train harder. Build something every day, no matter what. Show the world you're not the type to be ignored. You want to feel powerful? Then take ownership of everything. No more blaming your past. No more whining about your circumstances. Own the chaos. Master it. Turn it into your advantage. Because the man who thrives in discomfort is the man who commands the world. And don't just do it for you. Do it for your future bloodline, for the son you'll raise to never bow, for the family name that will echo through generations, because You had the guts to change the trajectory. You were not born to be weak. You were not designed to be passive. You were engineered for war. And every war starts with a decision. So make it today, right now. Decide that enough is enough. Decide that the excuses die here, that the old version of you, the lazy one, the doubtful one, the scared one, he doesn't make it past this point. Burn him to ash. Because from this moment forward, every action must scream one thing. I am not the same man I was yesterday. There's nothing wrong with feeling lost. What's wrong is staying lost when you've been handed the map. You know what needs to be done. You know the work, the diet, the sleep, the focus, the discipline. It's not a mystery. The only mystery left is whether you'll finally stop fantasizing and start executing. And let me be brutally honest. If you don't do it now, if you let this fire fade again, you'll prove to yourself that you're not ready to lead, that you're meant to follow, and you'll carry that regret in the silence for the rest of your life. Every time you see someone winning, every time you feel that sting of jealousy, it'll remind you of this moment and what you didn't do with it.